Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Gold Prospecting at Home. This is episode number 137, and about 2 or 3 months ago, I got an email from a guy named Alan out in Missouri, and he said that his wife came across a interesting old vintage can of gold Paydirt, and he thought it would be interesting to send it in and for me to do a review on it. And so he did send this to me. It's pretty awesome. It's a little can, and I'll put a picture here. It actually is in a Alaska salmon can, but they just put a gold Paydirt label on it, and it came with this letter as well. It says, "Hey Shane, love your vids. After watching, we took a trip from Missouri to Fairplay and found some gold. This is a gift from one of my wife's colleagues given to us after a Alaska trip in the mid-1980s. Been sitting on a shelf since. Found it during a move. Hope you find some gold. Doubt it though. If you do, add it to a bonus bag. Keep up the content, Alan and Tamara." So, first of all, huge thanks to Alan. That is awesome. Thank you so much. And to Tamara. That is great, and I'll be happy to make a video on this interesting gold Paydirt. Also, in these gold panning at home videos, I'm going to start doing giveaways for my subscribers. So if you like the video and subscribe and leave a comment, you will automatically be entered in to a giveaway for a bag of my gold beginner Paydirt here. All you have to do is leave a comment and be subscribed. All the instructions are in the description. The winners of the giveaway will be selected by a random comment picker and posted on the community tab of this YouTube channel. That's the only way you're going to know who won. If anybody tries contacting you and pretending that they're me, if there's not a check mark after the name Klesh, then it's not me, and it's probably a scammer trying to get you to go to Telegram or click on a link or something like that, or make you pay for shipping. I'm not going to do any of that. Let's take this can of gold Paydirt over to the panning station. We'll chop it open and see what kind of gold we get. Okay, here it is, the unnamed Gold Rush Paydirt from Alaska. Let's take a look at it in a pan. Great. All right, so I'm going to open this thing up with a can opener. I'm going to try to preserve this can. I'm actually going to dry out the dirt and return the gold and everything and reseal the can and ship it back to Alan after the video. So I'm going to do my best to preserve this can. I would say this thing is probably from the 1980s. That's just a guess. I really have no idea, but it can be traced back to the 80s. And the can doesn't look that old, right? There's like no signs of rust. I did peel the sticker back a little bit. You can kind of see that it may be old and aged, but it's hard to say. So we'll call it a 1980s can of Paydirt. If anybody knows anything about the history of this product, please let us know in the comments and I'll pin you to the top. There we go. Try not to bend it too much. There we go. The material looks really dark, which is what I usually see from Alaskan gold Paydirt. Let's pour it out and take a closer look. Yeah, I'm not seeing any gold or anything. That's okay. These products are usually sold as novelty items, usually in gold mining areas, and I have a feeling this is going to be not much different from the other ones we've done on this channel. We'll go ahead and classify this material down to plus and minus kitchen strainer. So we'll classify it just to kind of separate it. All of it's pretty fine as is. Okay, here we have our plus and minus kitchen strainer size material. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly run my finger over the plus size. Maybe we can find a little picker of gold if we're lucky. There's a piece of plastic in there. I'm sure that comes from Alaska. Yeah, I'm not seeing any gold or anything in the big stuff, and then in the small stuff we won't know until later. So the next thing I'm going to do, even though it's really not necessary because it's such a small amount of material, I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. I'm going to remove as much magnetic material from here as possible. So in order to do that, I like to use a strong neodymium magnet on the end of a nut driver here, inside of a silver dollar tube. All right, let's see if there's any magnetics in there. All right, so we definitely have a lot of magnetic material, and I didn't even shove this down into the Paydirt yet. Let's go ahead and do that. A little bit more. All right. Okay, here we have our plus and minus kitchen strainer size material, and here is the magnetics that we were able to remove. So what we're gonna do is, usually I use Crusty Rusty, but as you can see, Crusty Rusty is under renovation right now. If you guys wanna see the renovation of Crusty Rusty, go over to my other hands-on channel, Klesh Guitars. But for now, we're just gonna go ahead and bring over Auto from AutoZone. I'll add some water and some Jet Dry. This Jet Dry is just a surfactant. A drop of soap will work. It just acts as a surfactant to break the surface tension of the water, so any really small gold can't float away. All right, I think we're gonna pan out the big material first, just because I'm pretty sure we all know there's no gold in it. So we'll save the best stuff for last. There's another piece of plastic in here. All right, first thing I notice is it's a little bit dirty, so there's some organics in it, which is actually not a bad sign. It tells me that it's not sluice concentrates though, because in sluice concentrates, most of that organic stuff would be washed away. No garnets like I usually find in Alaskan dirt. No gold either. All right, that was expected. All right, next I'm gonna go ahead and pan back the magnetic stuff just to make sure I didn't grab any gold with the magnetics, which sometimes happens. Again, we have some organic material in there. Not a lot, just a little dusty. And we'll slowly pan this back just to see what we got, just in case we grab some flour gold or maybe a flake or two with the magnet. Nope, we're good there. No gold. All right. Now, as you guys know, there was no guaranteed minimum amount of gold in this product. We don't even know exactly how old it is or anything. All we know is that it comes from Chicken, Alaska. The ingredients are gold, magnetite, ilmenite, garnet, blood, sweat, and tears. It says made in Alaska, and there's no guaranteed minimum amount of gold in this product. So we'll go ahead and pan this down and we'll see if there's any gold in it. Even Alan doubts that there's gold in it. But as you can see, again, more organic material. Cloudied up the water a little bit. We'll just stratify it and pan it off. The bigger stuff is rolling off the pan pretty easily. But we're knocking this whole thing out in one shot. No garnets, I'm really surprised about that. Usually in Alaskan Paydirt, you find a lot of garnet. Same thing with British stuff I found in British Columbia and Paydirt from British Columbia. Bigger garnets as well. But I'm not seeing anything in here. If I zoom in, you can see for yourself there's no little red stones or anything like that. No signs of gold yet, and we normally wouldn't see that until the very end anyway. We're getting closer to the end. And if you guys are interested in learning how to pan for gold, definitely check out my gold panning tutorial. I'll put a link right here and in the description for you. If you're interested in learning my panning techniques, I get a lot of questions about that. All right, we'll go ahead and spin it around and see if there's any gold in here. And I already see some. I sure do see some gold right behind those bubbles right there. And I see some garnets as well, I think. Let me zoom in here. But I do see some interesting red rocks in there. Pebbles, I should say. Minerals, gemstones, and there's actually a decent amount of gold in there. Now, I have no idea what this cost. I'm pretty sure that you would pay more money than what the gold is worth, even back in the 80s. But right there you can see we got a nice little line of gold right there. I'm kind of curious to know how much gold is there. I would guess it's under 1/4 gram of gold. So I'm going to go ahead and dry this out, weigh it up, clean it up, and we'll get a value on it. All right, let's see how much this gold is worth. So it doesn't really matter since, I mean, this Paydirt, as far as I know, they got it for free. I got it for free. I'm going to be sending it back to them anyway, resealed in the can with the gold and the dirt and everything as original as possible. I'm just curious to see how much that gold is worth. So we've got 0.130 grams. And we're gonna call it 24 karat pure because you can resell natural placer gold just like this to Paydirt vendors like myself. If you guys have natural gold like this and you wanna sell it, go to kleshgold.com, click on the sell your gold button, and I'll send you a free quote as soon as I can. Looks like we've got $7.99 worth of gold. So my honest opinion on this is it's a very cool container. I really like the cans. It's really a unique and interesting way to sell Paydirt. Although I couldn't even guess what these things were selling for. Back in the 80s though, that amount of gold would have been worth a lot less, right? This is like probably $1 or $2 worth of gold back in the 80s when it was sold. They probably sold it for, I'm just throwing a number out there, maybe $20. It's pretty bad, right? But it's still a fun souvenir. Again, the packaging is like my favorite thing in the world. I can say that the material did look like real material from Alaska. So there's that. Couple flakes, you could learn how to pan for gold. The difficulty was probably, you know, like a 4 out of 10. And I really don't have too much more to say about it other than thanks again, Alan and Tamara. I'm going to be sending this can back to you so you have it as like a memento. You could say, oh, it was on the Klesh GPAH show or whatever. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you liked it, hit the thumbs up button. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that. I'm going to try putting out more videos from now on. And that's all I got for today. Thanks for watching. If you're still here, you're one of the 42% that haven't left. So thanks so much. And also big thanks to all my Major Credit Patreon supporters and channel members scrolling right there. And also, if you enjoyed this video, you're really going to like the other ones linked here, so definitely check those out, and I'll see you guys on the next video.